second commandment says that you shall not make for yourself a carved image of any likeness of anything in order to bow down to it and worship to it. In other words, it's saying that it's wrong to say that some created thing is God. Only God is God, and he is the uncreated creator. So anything that exists in creation, to say that that is worthy of your worship is absolutely false and even is blasphemous. So the question here is whether or not it would be a violation of the second commandment to show an image of Jesus, of God the Son, in a painting or a television show or a movie or something. Right now, there's a very popular television show about the life of Jesus that you've probably seen called The Chosen, which depicts Jesus as a man, and there's an actor that portrays Jesus. And so the question is that a violation of the second commandment if we made a graven image of Jesus by saying this is what he looks like? And to answer that question, I think we actually need to start in Exodus chapter 32. Moses, if you recall, had been up on Mount Sinai for a long time. The Israelites were starting to get worried about him, that he wasn't going to come back. And so the people persuade Moses' brother, Aaron, to make them a golden calf, to make them an idol, a carved image that they can worship. And so that's what Aaron does. He creates this golden calf, gives it to them. The people worship it. They say that, oh, wow, this golden calf is the God that brought us out of slavery in Egypt. And then Aaron actually says that the next day, the very next day, would be a feast day to their God, Yahweh. Now, Yahweh is the most common name for God found in the Bible. Yahweh is the true God. And here in Exodus 32, Aaron says that the next day is going to be a feast day to their God, Yahweh, except they've just made this golden calf. And so the implication that's going on here in Exodus 32 is that this golden calf that the people have made is Yahweh. Yahweh is this golden calf. This golden calf is Yahweh. Yahweh, this golden calf, delivered the people out of Egypt. Now, there are a couple of problems with that idea right out of the gate. Hopefully, you can probably already see what some of them are. The first is that God is spirit, right? He is not a golden calf. The Bible says God is spirit. He's invisible. Nobody has ever seen God because there's nothing to see. So then to say that God is the form of this golden calf is the height of blasphemy. God is not a golden calf. And for you to image him as a golden calf and then worship that golden calf as God is blasphemy. And it's absolutely a violation of the second commandment. So not only did Israel sin by worshiping this graven image, but even more egregious is the fact that they said that Yahweh is something that he is not, namely this golden calf. Now the question is, does that same principle then apply to Jesus? I mean, if you watch a television show or a movie about Jesus, you'll see an actor that portrays Jesus. That doesn't mean the actor is Jesus, but he's pretending to be. And is that a violation of the second commandment? I don't think it is, for a couple of reasons. God, Yahweh, the Father, is spirit. No one has ever seen God. So for me to come along and say, I know what God looks like, it's a lie, because no one has ever seen God, because God is spirit. God the Son, Jesus Christ, however, became a man. And so because he became a man, we can know something about what God the Son looked like. He looked like a man. Now, it would be blasphemous to say that God the Father looks like a calf, because again, we don't know what he looks like. He's never been seen. But Jesus became a man, and so it seems reasonable that we could make an educated guess as to what he may have looked like, because we know what a man looks like. And I don't think that's the same as giving a form to a formless God like the Israelites did at Mount Sinai. So I would say that it is not a violation of the second commandment to take a guess as to what Jesus may have looked like in a painting or a movie or something like that. But there are two very important caveats to this idea. First, any depiction or representation of Jesus should never be considered the definitive representation of Jesus. In other words, we can't know for certain what Jesus looked like, so we should never say that any painting or portrayal of Jesus is the definitive or accurate representation. And then second, I think we cross the line of the second commandment if we were to ever ascribe some kind of holy or sacred value to a depiction of Jesus or to a painting of Jesus, and then we end up worshiping the painting of Jesus rather than Jesus himself. That's what's known as an icon. Icons are not holy. They're not sacred in any way. To worship a picture of Jesus or a painting of Jesus, I think would be a violation of the second commandment, because Jesus is not in the painting. It's just paint. It's not holy. It's not sacred. It's not divine or anything. So as long as we're not worshiping a portrayal or a depiction of Jesus in a painting or in a movie or something like that, I don't think we run the risk of violating the second commandment. Again, as long as we're not worshiping those things. So I think we can look at art, depictions, paintings of Jesus. I think we can watch movies and television shows about Jesus. And I don't think it's a violation of the second commandment if we're not worshiping those paintings or those portrayals of Jesus.